I'm Buzz, and here are my Buzz thoughts on John Wick 4. John Wick 4 is the fourth, John Wick movie, and I think it's clearly the best. This thing is 3 hours long, but it does not feel like it at all. It is the best looking John Wick. Everything and everyone looks cool. Whether it's, the lighting, the cinematography, it's so crisp, and all the characters and their clothing it's just nice. Everything is nice to look at. Especially at the start of the movie where they are in Japan and there are all these cool neon greens and pinks going on as people are fighting with bows and swords. It's just sick. It's a really cool start. And that's where we get introduced to Kane, who is this blind assassin who's like an old friend of John Wick's. And it's really cool to see him. It's funny because he also uses a gun. You don't really associate a gun with the blind assassin, but he just fires. It's so funny. He just nonchalantly just fires off rounds, and then he just waits to hear something, and then he just attacks him with his sword and just takes him out like so quickly. There's one bit where this film is funny as well, where he has someone by the tie, and he like winds it up like a cartoon, windmill uppercuts him, and then he just continues on. It's just sick. And at the start, John Wick is, obviously killing all these dudes and somehow got 50 bullets in one pistol, but whatever. I really don't mind, because I think this movie isn't based on reality nor plot, because all the John Wick 4 movies, it's just John Wick killing a bunch of people, and it's the same here. But the fight scenes are just so good because they're long. I would say this movie is kind of divided into 3 parts, or at least 3 locations. We start in Japan, and then we go to Berlin, and then we go to Paris at the end. And all the fight sequences leading up to a certain point are so entertaining. Whether it's, John Wick using nunchucks in Japan, or the fact that he's killing this bunch of dudes in a club where people are dancing, and the people don't stop dancing. Like, they don't stop dancing at all. And it's just funny. There's always something entertaining going on throughout the whole movie. Especially this Mr. Nobody character who is following John Wick around because he wants he wants to be paid a certain amount. And he's sick as well. He's got this, I don't even know what the gun is, but it's dope. And he's got this dog with him who like attacks bad guys as well. And the way they do it is so funny. He just yells nuts or kill, and he just goes and does it. It's great. What I will say about the side characters is that they actually care about them. Like, I don't really care for other side characters or other characters in general besides John Wick in the John Wick movies, but this one actually had good side characters, including Bill Skarsgård. He didn't do much in terms of violence. He would just kind of have moments of dialogue that were like, ooh, menacing, but I didn't think were really, just kind of typical villain stuff, but it was fine. He looks cool, like everyone else in this movie. Everyone looks sick. They got, the voice actor for Krusty Krab, who works for the high table and is kind of like the adjudicator of all this high table assassinating John Wick, getting justice business. And the way they, everything's just cool. I can't think of another way to describe it. I think the plot and also the realness of it it's not really there. As in, it's not like I think the people that made it's like, all right, we don't need to bother you with all the realness of it, especially when John Wick is falling, or at least falling from a high place, or just getting hit by a car and he's fine afterwards. I don't know. Like, he's clearly superhuman, but whatever. Fight scene, which I thought was sick, or action scene. They have a bird's eye view. So you go above him and all the other bad guys, all the rooms, and he's got this fire dragon gun, pistol, shotgun, whatever it is, all these people on fire and killing them. It's dope. And that goes on for so long. It's a one take. So again, it's really impressive. And we get to the end. Oh, so there's this part where he has to go up all these stairs and then he just comes back all the way down. So it's just, there are all these funny and entertaining action sequences. Sure, if you watch it again, it'll probably drag on, but it's still really entertaining. And I won't get into how they, ended the film, but first I didn't really like it. I watched it again and I was like, actually, I think it ties much better back to the first one, because the first one was more, the first John Wick had a bit more plot to it as opposed to the rest. As I I really mostly have good things to say about it. Besides little cliches, even the dubstep music that's always playing when he's killing people. I think this is, all the John Wick movies in terms of action are pretty good, but I think this one's just a step above. And I just, like I said at the start, a 3-hour movie that I was entertained for this long, I think I got to give it credit. Phil, John Wick, 8.5 out of 10, 4.5 stars.